Okay.
Bro, is that the
what?
one winery? The
Oh, is that
Spirit?
the Illuminati?
Bro,
Do you see? Okay, so you
is
see
that
the pyramid?
Spirit of Gaza? What am I saying? Pyramid. Okay.
So the spirit of Gaza. Actual real talk though. This is an insane story I heard about a week ago that I it's too good not to share. It's a little like interesting, like, viewer beware if this isn't interesting to you, just watch something else, watch the next part of the podcast. But I thought this story was so bizarre.
Don't
that
click
I
off.
had
Just
to bring it
just
up.
skip.
Don't click off. Just skip forward like 20 minutes, Okay, so
We'll
I'm going to go
timestamp
off
it.
of this article I have from, I'm going to shout out this article from, what is this? Infotel.ca. It's like a mini castanet.
That sounds like
Anyway,
a CIA
long story short.
leak page.
So, see this man right here that I have shared on the screen here?
Yeah.
This man is Eddy Haymour, and I'm calling him a visionary because, man,
Okay.
he had some plans, and stuff happened. So, I'm just going to start. What's that?
I do know this story.
Do you?
The
I'm going to tell it anyway because it's
Rattlesnake
insane.
Island.
Yes.
Okay, inform
I have to tell you
everyone
this-
who's uninformed because I do know this story.
All right. You do know this whole story? This story
I know.
is
I know.
gnarly.
I know the Rattlesnake.
All right, I'm
Island.
gonna start reading.
Really, I don't really know like anything about it.
Okay, so this is perfect. Okay, so
Yeah.
Ezra, everyone, this is Eddy Haymour. I'm going to start reading. I'm just going to
Hi,
read what this
Eddy
article says.
Haymour.
All right, this is the
Can't hear
legend
you.
of Eddy Haymour. How Rattlesnake Island almost became a theme park.
Yep.
Kelowna. It may seem impossible to imagine now, but not too far back in the valley's history, plans to build a theme park on a small Okanagan Lake island were actually taking shape. In 1970, a man named Eddy Haymour bought Rattlesnake Island, a 5-acre parcel of land that is now part of Okanagan Mountain Park, with the intention of building a Moroccan shadow-style attraction that reflected his Lebanese heritage. There were plans for a mini Taj Mahal, a 3-story camel that would have served ice cream from its belly, rides, and a whole host of tourism-focused fun. As local explorers are well aware, he made some progress on the project, and it still scars otherwise rugged terrain. Quote, he was able to build a pyramid on top of the park, a camel's head, and a mini golf course before he was stopped, end quote, said Don Wilson of the Peachland Museum. Quote, I haven't been there for many years, but the last time I was there, it was a foundation where the pyramid was that remained. It had stayed up for a long time before someone took it down. There's also evidence of a roadway there. Haymour had a barbershop in Peachland, and Wilson remembered that he could take his barge to the island back, take his barge to the island and back every day as he started to get the theme park plans underway. And he was one of the people who delighted in his efforts. Obviously, though, that was a big plan, and he ran into all sorts of difficulties with it. End quote. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can paraphrase this a little bit. But anyway, there's a bunch of quotes in here. The province seemed to fall on the latter side, and among other things, passed building regulations that stopped Haymour from completing the project. Sewage system plans were rejected, and the ministry also blocked access to the docks serving the island. In July 1973, Haymour was in dire financial need and suffering from mental stress from all the forces, both government and private, working against him. He offered to sell the property to a neighbor who was suing him for $146,000. The offer was refused. Later that year, Haymour was charged with threatening to send a letter bomb to former BC Premier W.A.C. Bennett, although evidence of this threat didn't materialize, and after being held from extensive psychiatric examination, he wanted to plead guilty to the lingering charges, but the Crown urged the provincial court to enter a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity. The powers that be wanted him out of there, and that's what it was, said Wilson. In July 1974, he had been in custody for 7 months and had just learned his wife was divorcing him. His life was in ruins, and the island property was being foreclosed on. The government then had Haymour sign the deed for the island for $40,000, and he was transferred to Riverview Mental Hospital. He was later released and went to Lebanon. With 5 cousins, he held about 20 hostages at the Canadian Embassy in Beirut for a week. Nobody was injured, but it may have been one of the highest profile stories in Okanagan history, let alone Canada. That's what everybody knows about him, said Wilson, pointing out that there are a number of books and news stories about the incident. Because of the embassy problem in Lebanon, he's become well known. That's
I
pretty
never
much
heard about the embassy.
the biggest part of this story. So this guy, I'm gonna
What?
go to the thing here. This guy, there's more here, but like, you guys
Why
can see
is he
this, right?
hitting
Like,
the
I'm going through the
actually?
images here. Literally, look.
Wait,
This
go to
is
that
like
one.
the house he lived in. The big castle here. This is what he lived in. This picture I first showed you guys. This is the
Yeah.
pyramid before it got taken down.
go
Where's
to
the that's the camel head.
Ooh,
That's the camel head. It was gonna be 3 stories tall.
dude.
And he was like 40% of the way there before they shut it down. And he like in like retaliation went and like took hostage the Canadian embassy. Like,
In
isn't
Lebanon.
that insane? In Lebanon.
I never
Isn't
knew
that
he
insane?
went and took hostage there. I only ever heard about
Isn't that crazy?
the production of the island and then cancellation. I never heard about all the turmoil and everything
No.
that surrounded him.
Literally, I was like, I can't remember. I was talking with some friends about how, like, I'm on a Facebook page that shows a bunch of like it's called Old Kelowna. Kelowna, BC is where we're from. It shows a bunch of photos
Spoiler.
from like postcards and stuff. Spoiler.
I don't know.
It shows a bunch of photos of our town, like from postcards back in the day and everything, like people who have ancient photos from what it used to look like, and a bunch of photos have the old bridge with the big draw with the 2 towers, so
Right.
sailboats could go underneath.
Yeah.
Anyway,
For the ferry.
I was talking to some friends, and to get rid of that old bridge, they just blew it up, and so a lot of the remains are still on the bottom of the lake, just so they could
that funny, Ezra?
redo the other one.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just
They blew up the bridge.
I don't want to get rid of this. Just blow it up.
Just blow it up. No sense keeping it. Anyway,
Roll
so
it up.
that stemmed from my friend talking about how he wants to scuba dive down there to take a look at stuff because his scuba diving mentor has gone down there and like looked at stuff and he grabbed like souvenirs from it.
Oh, that's cool.
But then that stemmed to us talking about Rattlesnake Island, and then we read that article about how all that, like, the amusement park almost happened, and then the government of BC was like, no, you can't do that. And then he went into a mental hospital, and then upon getting released from the mental hospital, went to Lebanon, and then took hostage the Canadian embassy.
So
Isn't
what
that
happened after that?
insane?
Did he just go to jail in Lebanon, or what happened?
I have no idea. I haven't read that far, but that's all
disappeared?
that I wanted to. That was the biggest
Yeah.
part that I wanted to
Wow.
share. I think he made a documentary about himself. I'm not even kidding.
I wouldn't even doubt it. I wouldn't
Talking
even
about
doubt
how
it.
he was right.
Guys, I'm the most interesting person ever. Watch my documentary.
They tried to take the amusement park away from me.
They tried to chain me. They tried to.
I bet you he
Watch
would
him,
go
like,
on
send us an
Alex
email.
Jones. Yeah, he tries
Literally,
to
he
take down the
would.
podcast. Goes on Alex
go on
Jones.
the
He's
Joe-
like,
He's
cancel
gonna go on the Joe Rogan
unintentionally
podcast.
dance.
They're spreading misinformation about me.
Definitely would go on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Actually.
Joe Rogan
Oh
experience.
yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up. It's like the most bizarre story about something that everyone knows exists that just you would never expect. It's actually
Ezra,
crazy.
Ezra, if you were the entirety BC government itself, would you stop him? Would you stop Eddy the visionary?
No, I would probably give him money to finish this thing because I want to see. I'm curious.
Why don't we just finish
Yeah.
it?
Guys, why don't
Why don't we
we
go and
become
finish?
Eddie Haymour?
Guys, why don't we take
What?
hostage at the Lebanon embassy?
Yeah, why don't we go to the Canadian embassy in Lebanon?
Wait, can
Why
you
don't
say
we
that?
go?
Can you say that?
and-
yeah, say that one more time. I have plane tickets.
That's like, did you guys hear about the story where they had to like arrest a guy for like plotting terrorism on Roblox?
No, that's
Nope.
insane.
No.
Totally believable, but insane.
This guy had like an entire like Roblox server where he's just plotting like actual terrorism.
You have like a full-on manifesto written up.
He was just actually like planning terrorism. I don't
That's
know what he
crazy.
was doing.
That is crazy. Oh, maybe I
on
did hear
Roblox.
about
They
that.
they I know he's either Roblox or Minecraft. I think it's Roblox.
I think
Probably
it was, yeah,
Roblox.
Roblox. I think I heard about that.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I
dude,
do.
he's
Oh,
probably like a 7-year-old.
No. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of
He's
when
arrested. He's in
the
juvie
Elmo
right now.
Twitter got hacked. That's what I'm thinking of.
The what?
You guys see
Who?
that?
Elmo?
The Elmo, like Elmo has a Twitter account and it got
No.
hacked recently. And
No.
whoever got possession of it started making him say really sketchy political stuff. Not even kidding, but like way more vulgar.
That's insane.